Are you having trouble changing colours in your transfer design when working in a raster file? Well, you're not the only one. So in today's episode of Artworking for Heat Transfers, Dane is going to break it all down for you to show you just how quick and easy it can be.
One of the things I hear so often is, if it's a raster file, I can't change the colors. I can't change colors like I can change colors in vector files, right? Well, not true, and I'm going to show you how. So basically, there's three different levels, what I call three different levels of complexity. We're in Photoshop. There's 10 ways to do anything in Photoshop. But the way I'm going to show you is the way that I think is the easiest to learn. Two, it's going to get you 99% of the time there, and it's easy. So first level. All right, let's take a look. So what we have right here is a set of pom-poms, right? They're yellow, obviously. But that doesn't match our team color. So what we need to do is change the color of the yellow stuff in here without changing anything else. So if we go to the image menu, come down to adjustments and go to hue saturation, we'll get this dialog box. So looking at this image, I can tell this pretty much is just a monochromatic image, right? We got some gray in there, a little bit in the handles, black outlines, and just one color. So first thing I'm going to try is just come straight up to the hue slider and start moving it. And as we can see, this will work for just about anything we have, right? So whatever your team color is, we can do some of this. If it's too bright, just too saturated, just take a little saturation out. And that's it. Super cool, super easy. Now, level 2 complexity, still pretty easy. So we're going to go to this image here. Now, we're going to change the paint color and we'll change the handle color, right? Because maybe my painting contractor only uses, I don't know, green handle rollers. Who knows? So anytime I'm changing colors, I'm going to go to this same window, right? The same avenue. So I'm going to open that door and go that way. For changing color, I go here. Image menu, adjustments, hue saturation. Because this will get us mostly there just about always. All right, so I'm trying to get out of the way here. So now, we just moved the hue slider before, and all we did was grab that hue slider and started moving it around. So let's go ahead and take a look. So it's going to change the colors of the stuff we want to change, and it's going to do it believably, which you can kind of see in here, it just works. But the problem is I can't control what colors I get, right? So we're not going to do it that way. What we're going to do is we're going to tell Photoshop, say, Photoshop, I want you to concentrate or focus on just the reds. So if we come to this master drop-down menu and I go to reds, now if I move the hue slider, it's only going to affect the stuff that's red. Right, so I can choose or create whatever color it is that I'm looking to paint. Maybe I want to take a little bit of the saturation out, right? That looks pretty good. So now, let's change that blue handle. So hey, Photoshop, focus on the blues now. And I can move that slider. And we can change it to a red handle. Or whatever color handles we need, right? So maybe we want a red one. That looks pretty good. We hit OK. Now we got my company colors, right? Whatever it is that we're going to do, we can control the things that way. Now here we go with the level 3 complexity, right? So these were super easy. This one here is pretty easy as well, but we'll just see what happens, right? So let's go to the image menu again, adjustments, hue saturation, always. Now what I'm trying to do is I want to change this red bandana to something else. So I just go to my hue slider and I start moving it. You can see everything changes, right? That's not what I want. It looks really sick, really weird. So we're not going to do that. All right. So now we're going to say, hey, Photoshop, focus on the reds, right? I want to change that red bandana. Well, that must be the ticket. I do that. And I come in here and I start moving it around. Well, look and see what happens. It's changing all the red in my image, right? Not just the bandana. So what I need to do is I need to tell Photoshop, and I'm going to have to get out of here now, so I cancel that. I have to tell Photoshop to focus on this red bandana, but I can't do it with my drop-down menus, which means I need to make a selection. So this is the main selection tool that I would try almost all the time. It's just quick selection tool here. Now the way this tool works, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. If you notice, the right bracket key on your keyboard will make your brush size larger. The left bracket key will make your brush size smaller. And if you see inside my little cursor there, there's a plus sign, right? Which means if I click and drag, it's going to automatically add to that selection and stop where it sees a transition. Now you can see we have some of his face done here. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to make my brush a little bit smaller. And I'm going to hold my Option key on my Mac or the Alt key on your PC. And if you can see, that little plus inside my cursor changes to a minus sign. So now I can come over here and try to take that out, right? Just like this. And I can just go back and forth till I kind of fine tune that selection to focus in on just the part that I'm looking for. That looks pretty good. So now I don't have to hold my Shift key, but I do have to get the back part of this bandana, right? So what I can do is, if you notice my cursor, remember it has a plus sign in it. That means every time I move my mouse with this thing, it's just going to add to my selection. So I can click and drag. I'll make my brush size smaller by using my left bracket key. I overshot it here, so if I hold my Option key or the Alt key on your PC, we'll take some of that out and just kind of fine tune my selection as we go in here. So let's zoom in a little bit closer. This looks pretty good. We're going to get that little spot here. Maybe we'll get this little piece, this little part back here. I would recommend you taking a minute like this to sort of walk around zoomed in, because see, stuff like this, that's all going to be noticeable once we change the color. So we want to make sure we at least select it pretty good. We'll do like that. That looks good. We overshot it here. So again, Option or Alt key and take it away this way. And get rid of this earring part. There we go. And a little piece there. All right, so that looks pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and reduce my brush and grab this little piece here. And then I'm going to make it a little bit larger and try to get this little shadowy part. That looks good. Maybe some in here. I'm not too worried about this part because it's black. So we're not changing any color because it's already black. It won't change. Add this to it. And a little bit here. There we go. Much better. Again, this is black, so I'm not really worried about it. But if you are, just hold the Option or the Alt key and kind of fine tune it with a small brush, like you see here, and that'll get it dialed in for you. Little piece there. All right, so let's zoom out. Photoshop already now has its marching ants on there. So now if we go to the image menu, adjustments, hue saturation, and move my hue slider now. If you notice, I'm not changing the skin colors or anything else. All we're changing is the bandana, right? So we can find the bandana color that we're looking for. I don't know, whatever it is that you want. Something like that, maybe. Maybe not blues. I don't know. Let's go green. Why not? It could be any color we want. We'll do like that. I can deselect. So I go to my select menu and deselect, or Command or Control D. And there we go. So we just changed the bandana color only. We can literally use that same technique and mouse around and do any part of the images that you want to change the color of this way. My go-to way to change colors in Photoshop.
And there you have it. Now you know how to change the colors in any raster file artwork. Now your artwork is ready for print, head online to custom.stahls.co.uk to order the world's #1 custom heat transfers. If you need to watch any of these artworking videos again, you can do so on demand on the Stahls UK YouTube channel. And don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there for more heat printing content just like this.